Welcome back to another episode of Real Talk About Feminism. We are saying no kisses to our exes today.
We're shit talking our exes today.
So yeah, we're going to get into things that our exes did, and we still stayed until we left.
Yeah, I'm already fired up.
Yeah.
I'm very ready. I realized while I was writing down.
You've never said any of
I've
this.
never said anything bad about my exes. I don't think.
Mm-mm.
I've never given any reasons about my divorce or anything. That's not what this is, but
this is
it's
a
tell-all.
Just kidding.
This is a tell-all. We're doing the tell-all today.
No, but you've never said anything.
I've never said anything. So
and I feel like
I think it's okay if I do right now.
I also think newer listeners have no idea that you were divorced.
If you're a new listener, yeah, I'm divorced. I am almost 24 years old and I'm divorced.
Yep. She's our queen, our resilient queen.
Thank you.
Who did what she had to do.
Hashtag growing up Mormon.
Hashtag forced into early marriage. But yeah, today's going to be a good episode.
Yeah. I'm very excited about it, but also I'm just so mad. It makes me so mad for us.
Yeah.
So let's talk about It Girl Summer first, because we are launching It Girl Summer in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Give or take. March 15th.
Yep.
So stay tuned for updates on that. If you're not following us and you're interested in It Girl Summer, then follow us on Instagram, especially because that's where we're going to be promoting, giving info. All the links are going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
We're so freaking excited to do this with you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely go and follow us so that you can get all the info. It's going to be different than it was last year. So we have the cutest merch.
Yes.
The program is so good. So yeah, stay tuned, but we are launching May 15th. So.
Yes. And we're also going to release a mini-sode giving information about it. So all your questions are going to be answered in that episode. You can also DM us at any point.
Mm-hmm.
So you have ways to reach us and ask questions if you're interested.
Yes. Yep.
May is also Mental Health Awareness Month. So we want to touch on that because that's something that we advocate for a lot. We think it's extremely important, and kind of going along with It Girl Summer, mental health affects every aspect of your life, just like a lot of the pillars of wellness do. They're all interconnected. So really focus on your mental health this month. Think about what helps you mentally, what kind of things you do to cope, what brings you out of a rut, those kinds of things.
Yeah, and just maybe think about the people who are being a little quieter in your life right now, or maybe not even being quieter. Maybe they're not even acting different, but let's just support each other this month. Positive vibes, let's lift each other up. And because you never know what someone's going through. I actually saw a video today about men's mental health. And of course, I accidentally scrolled up, so I lost the video forever.
I hate that about TikTok, dude.
I know. So maybe I liked it actually, and I can go back in my likes and find it, but it was very powerful about men's mental health and how you just have to look out for the people around you. So yeah.
For sure. We have done an episode on men's mental health. It was back in our OG days.
Yeah.
So it was a while ago, but we should remember that too, because I think men kind of fall short on that sometimes. We don't recognize them for that.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
take care of everyone in your life, and May is just a good reminder for that.
Moving into our obsessions.
Yes. Do you want to go first?
Yes.
Okay.
So my obsession comes with a little shout out. So our friend Maria, she gave us a bunch of clothes, and so we both just kind of tried on the things that we liked, and we were like, oh, do you want this, or can I take it? So in the last episode, Ken's was wearing a shirt from Maria. This is also from Maria, so shout out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I put that shirt on and I was like, I love this. Yeah. I feel so confident. I have nothing like this in my wardrobe, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's my obsession.
Haley was like, this is girlhood. This is ultimate girlhood.
Yes,
I was like, yes, honestly.
It's so fun. I love it.
I love sharing clothes.
I know.
My obsession is my gym routine. I haven't really talked about this on here, but I have been going to the gym very consistently, really focusing on my physical health. And I'm starting to kind of see results and feel differently in my body. So it's been really great for me. I've loved like prioritizing being active and getting into that routine. So it's been great. And speaking of mental health, I have noticed that my mental health and like my mood swings, like, because I feel like sometimes I would get kind of moody.
I think everyone does.
Yeah, but like I would notice it.
Yeah.
But like my emotions are more regulated too. So it's been really great.
That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're prepping for a girl summer.
No,
You're
honestly, I
getting in the
am.
routine.
I really am. And like I am so proud of myself for giving myself space to just be because like I used to never go in the free weights. I would never have attempted at the cables, but I'm like, you know what? I have every right to be here as much as the men.
Yeah.
So here I go, even if I'm the only girl in the cables or the free weights, which is often how it is, unfortunately. I will still do it.
Well, maybe you'll make someone else feel comfortable and another
Yeah.
girly will join you.
Yeah.
Because
Maybe.
it's scary. It's intimidating. Like, especially not even just like if it's all men. Like, if you just aren't confident in the
Well, yeah, because
gym.
like I'm a rookie. Like I am constantly on TikTok at the gym, like looking at the saved videos I have of like correct form. So I'm like trying these things and I'm like, oh my gosh, people are watching me. People are gonna come up to me and correct me. But like it doesn't matter. Like
Yeah.
I'm just doing my thing. I know it's working for me.
Share what you said.
I'm also proud of myself because this was a big moment for me. Because I am somebody who will like laugh when I'm nervous or like be very nice, as a lot of women
Yeah.
are, or like very overly polite. But I was doing my thing. I was at the cables. This guy who I actually saw last night.
No.
Yes, I saw him last night and we made eye contact and Cleo was with me showing me form. And I was like, you know what? Take that guy.
Yeah.
It's like, I hate you.
Take that
But
guy.
I was doing my thing. He was on the seated row. I was on the cable and he taps me on the shoulder.
The
And I was
audacity.
like, great. I don't even take my headphones off. I look over, I'm like holding on to the rod still because I was like, stop interrupting my set. Like,
Yeah, you were in the
it was
middle.
literally in the middle of my set. And then he was like, hey, do you want some advice? And I was like, no, I don't need advice. I literally said that. And then I kept doing my workout. And inside, I was like,
You're like, I'm scared.
I hate this. Get me out of here. But then I was like, and then he kept giving me dirty looks. And then I thought that he was waiting for me when I was on the stair stepper because he randomly showed up and kept making eye contact with me and like stood there. And it was like up until 2 minutes until I was done with my set that like a woman came over and they left. But like I feel like he was trying to intimidate me. Like he kept watching me.
Yeah.
I was like, come on.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
That
yeah, things like
was,
that. But
yeah. No, I'm proud of you for that.
I was so upset.
Yeah, because that's scary.
Well, what made it more upsetting was because originally, like, I had just asked him, like, hey, are you using this piece of equipment?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, no, you're good. And then he, like, had tried to, like, well, what are you doing? Like, what work? And I was just like,
Yeah, you're like, no.
pointing to the, like, no, I'm not talking. So,
I
like,
hate
I already
that.
had to do that. And then he, like, thought that dialogue was open. So he was like, you want some advice? I was like, no. And last night when I saw him, he was giving these two girls advice. And I could tell that they, like, did not want to be doing that. But they're nice,
No.
right? Because that's what we do.
Yeah.
I just felt for them. I was like, of course it's him.
You should have gone over and been like, come on. You're like,
Let's go.
leave us alone.
I was so annoyed.
No,
Anyways,
that's big though. This is kind of like a side note, but it reminds me of before you told me about this situation. So I was thinking about it when you were telling me about it. I saw a video on TikTok, and this girl, she was recording her workout, and now I know her boyfriend was in the background, like doing his thing. But this guy came up to her. He was trying to like get her to try this product. But he was like, he just came up and she was in the middle of a set and he was like, hey, excuse me, have you ever heard of this? And of course she's like thrown off because she's like, I'm literally in the middle of my set. And he was like, oh, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt your set. I'm like, you did. So don't say you didn't mean to. But so he like interrupted her set. She like takes her one headphone off and she's like, yeah. And she's nervous, obviously, because a guy's coming up to her. And so then her boyfriend like saw that. So he comes over and the guy turns around and goes, oh, bro, I'm sorry.
See, that makes me so mad.
No, and then the video keeps going. She like walked away because she was like, I'm not doing this. Like she didn't want to try the product.
Uh-huh.
Turns out her boyfriend had gotten a sample from this guy a few days ago.
Okay.
So he's coming up and the guy's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then he was like, no, I got a sample from you a few days ago, like blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, they were like broing out, whatever. And then he just kept saying like, again, I'm so sorry. And I was like, why don't you apologize to her? You didn't interrupt his
Literally.
workout and you're apologizing to him over and over again. What about her? You made her feel uncomfortable. You interrupted her set and now you're not even apologizing. So it reminded me of that.
Yes.
Because you were like, I was in the middle of my set. Like, I'm like,
no, because that's how it is. Like when I'm in the free weights section, the first time I got the courage to go up over there, I got the 5s and the 10 weights because I was like, I'm just a girl.
Yeah.
Here I am.
So
I bring them over to my bench, which I already had to fight for. And then this guy comes and stands right in front of me. And I was like,
are you kidding?
Excuse me? Like I literally like moved all my stuff and I was like, are you kidding me? And then last week I was sitting at the cables and I was on the lat pull downs and there was a guy across from me on the seated row and the middle cable was open. This guy comes over. I had just moved from that cable to the lat pull down. This guy comes over and does not even look at me, looks at the guy and was like, hey, were you using this, bro? And I was like, you're not even going to like think in your mind that there's any chance that I could be using that.
I hate that.
I was the only girl in the section. I was like, a freaking course. Like maybe I'm reading into it, but like that's how it felt. I was
you're
like,
not.
I literally just used that and you're just making assumptions.
Yeah, no, you're not reading into it.
Yeah, so that's the biggest lesson I've learned. Like I'm going to take up space. And part of that, you're going to be proud of me. I've been listening to music with the windows down in my car.
Yay!
In my car because I'm learning to take up space.
Good. I love that.
Yeah. Thank you.
I always used to do exposure therapy for Ken's and just drive down with the windows open, like blasting like Megan Thee Stallion.
Because I hate it. It makes me so uncomfortable. Like I feel like I'm burdening people or like
obviously,
I don't even know
like,
what it is.
There's like a level where it's like, okay, can you turn that down? Like,
yeah, but
those
even just having
people.
it like on low with the windows down, I would not do.
Yeah. No, you need to.
Yes. So thank you. You also played a part in that. So thank you. Okay, so today's feminist highlight is Haben Girma. She is the first deaf and blind person to graduate from Harvard. She identifies as an American with Eritrean and Ethiopian heritage. She graduated in 2013 and is a fierce disability advocate. She was named as a champion of change by President Obama, and she's also received the Helen Keller Achievement Award, been on Forbes 30 Under 30 and Time 100 Talks. A quote that I really liked from her is, "Stop assuming we're incompetent. We are talented. We work hard. It's just ableism. The assumption that people with disabilities are inferior, that gets in our way." And that stuck out to me because I was like, absolutely. Like, people with disabilities just have challenges with getting through the world like me and you do, like simple things that we take for granted. But that doesn't mean that they're inferior, like she said.
Right.
So I really love that and I wanted to highlight her today.
Well, thank you. I love that. Congrats to her.
Yeah.
Like Forbes 30 Under 30, like the other magazines and stuff you listed. I'm like, wow.
And also, I didn't put this in the highlight, but whoa. I got really excited.
We're excited.
My thoughts were going a million miles an hour. As always, I link everything in the show notes. So I will link the article that I pulled for this because it was talking about like how she navigates the world. Like she has a medical dog. She has a transcriber because like she's blind and deaf, right? So she has like all these resources to get just through a normal day.
Yeah.
So it was cool. You guys should check it out.
Yeah. No, I can't wait.
Yeah.
All right. Time to get into things our exes did and we still stayed.
The main event.
Event.
Some of these
are just like things they did
that are just like outrageous.
Yeah.
But all of mine are things that actually happened and I still stayed. So I don't know how I feel about that, but we're healed now.
Yep.
We're healed now.
On to bigger and better things.
Do you want to go first?
I think you should go first.
Okay. So I'm going to start with a more tame one. I already want to laugh. I'm sorry. Okay. I applied for jobs for him. Like I literally said, email me your resume. and I'll get on Indeed and apply for jobs for you.
Mm. It's like I just like feel bad.
That's what it is. Like, I feel so bad for like old me, like
Yeah.
the unhealed, like lacking self-love me.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like partly laughing, because I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. No, it's all ridiculous that it's like, okay.
Yeah. And also, like, if you're listening to this, I'm so happy right now.
Yeah.
So thanks for
Well,
the lessons you taught me, I guess.
yeah, I guess.
I guess.
Okay. My first one. So I found there's a little backstory. I was talking to this ex and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to go back and look at our first conversation. And we had matched on a dating app. So I go on I go on Hinge, and we were long distance at the time. So I go on Hinge and I'm like thinking, "Ah, it's going to be such a cute conversation." And I literally go, I scroll, I find, and I'm like, this picture was from a week ago. So I don't, his excuse was like, it was something so dumb, like, oh, I just wanted to like get more content and make more professional connections, like something like that. And I was like, okay. I remember being like, doesn't sound right, but all
All
right.
right.
Like, what?
I can't believe that. Like, the audacity,
I know.
right?
I'm
The
like,
audacity.
the week before,
I can't.
like, full photo shoot.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm like, so
Like, the excuses that they come up with on the spot, you're just like,
I know. And I'm
I
like,
can't.
me now, like, because I've learned from it, like, I would never tolerate that now. But
Yeah.
I'm just like, I was literally like 18.
Yeah.
I was 17. Like, I'm like, what? It's whatever. But yeah, I'm like, you got really lucky that I believed that.
No, honestly. Honestly. And it's like your first relationship, really, like as an adult. And so you're
Yeah.
like, I want to see the best in you. Like, first
Right.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the heck, dude?
Yeah.
Okay. Said his ex's name during sex. And I stayed. Wow.
Yeah. I will say that's never happened to me.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
What was the recovery?
Oh my gosh. I literally was like, stop. And he was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I don't know. It slipped. And I'm like, okay. So then I was like, I'm going to go. And then he was like, no, it's fine. Like, trust me. You're the only one. Blah, blah, blah. Every single bullshit excuse in the book. So I stayed.
You stayed?
Yes.
Like, you didn't leave?
No, I stayed the freaking night, girl. I stayed the night. This was like my toxic.
No,
I was not in a good place.
In no way am I judging.
I know you're not, but I was not in a good place. Like, I stayed the night and then still had a relationship with him.
Please tell me you did not have sex again that night.
No, we did not. No.
Okay. I was gonna
that would have
say,
been like a low.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, no. I can't back that. Dang.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Just casually divulging our trauma.
Yeah.
So this happened on multiple occasions, but I found a fake eyelash in his bed.
Not in the bed.
In the bed. And he told me the cat got it in, like brought it in and was playing with it. And which I was like, cats will just find little things like that.
Yeah.
So whatever. But
like,
I also
actually, low-key, that's like kind of a good one.
No, I know. I'm like,
which is scary.
Okay, like you thought that through. But then on like I found another eyelash on another occasion, and then I also found lip gloss.
Like fake lashes.
Yeah, fake lashes.
And you do not wear fake lashes.
No, I don't. Like very occasionally, like not even once a year. So, yeah. And the fact that it was in the bed too.
Oh, that's so icky.
That's
so icky.
Here's even the worst part. The lip gloss, I was like, oh, like, he low-key convinced me it was mine. So I took it, and then I brought it home, and I was like, "This is not mine." But I like, was like, "Oh, I
Like,
guess."
maybe it is?
Yeah, like, he, like, fully gaslit me into thinking it was mine, and I was like, "Okay." And then I was like, "This is not mine." And it was actually a brand that you use, and I know specifically that it was not mine because
Yeah.
I was like, "I've used hers
Yeah.
because I don't have one."
The NYX Butter Gloss?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it was,
Yeah.
like, one of the darker, like,
Yeah.
pink shades, so, yeah.
That's the worst feeling when you're like, "I know I'm freaking right about this." Like, my gut is telling me.
Yeah. Sad.
Okay, my third one, alcoholic. So, no need to
Period.
elaborate on that.
Period.
Period.
Justice was served. Slightly. Okay, another one. I let him drive my car as his own. It was parked at his house more than it was parked at my apartment. And I even took Ubers a few times because he was using it. This man did not contribute for gas, did not contribute anything. And I Ubered.
Moment of silence.
Rest in peace to my self-respect.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty low, though. I'm like, even if you're a
Bad.
grimy guy, like, come on.
I know. I'm like,
Come on.
literally, what a loser.
Come on. Okay. I found an email in his inbox from OnlyFans. And when I confronted him about it, it was like, your subscription is expiring. And when I confronted him about it, guess what his excuse was? Okay, this is gold.
Oh.
He literally said, "Oh no, that was so-and-so's. He just needed to use my email." And I literally was like, what?
And what did you say?
I said that. I was like, no, that makes absolutely no sense.
No. If your friend needed a different email, he could have created a spam email.
Yep. I was just like, okay. Honestly, that was like, I already kind of was mentally out. So I was like, I'm freaking letting this go right now. I don't care. Like, I just didn't care.
Yeah.
But I was like, come on, that's your reasoning?
Yeah, you're like, you think I'm dumb?
That is your reasoning? My friend needed to use my email.
Like, first off,
That's also weird.
Yeah. Like, weird.
Weird.
Ew.
Yeah. Your subscription is expiring from OnlyFans. What the fuck is this?
Oh my gosh.
Excuse me?
Literal trash. Ew. Ugh, ew. Mine is kind of building off of the last one. So my Valentine's Day gift, after I had spent a lot of money on his, my Valentine's Day gift was that I had taken my car in to get an oil change and it needed a few things done. And so he was like, "Oh, for Valentine's Day, I'm going to fix your stuff on your car." And then he broke up with me and didn't do it. So
you had therapy costs and car costs.
Therapy costs, car costs. I probably had to get an early oil change because he was driving it so much.
Dude, he drove so much.
He literally DoorDashed in it.
Get your own car.
DoorDashed and did not contribute for gas.
He had a car. Am I misremembering? He had a car that he drove from home on a break.
Halfway through our relationship, he drove a car home, but he didn't want to put $2,000 into it that he needed to. He could have still driven it, but it would have like made it so that he would have had to fix it sooner, obvi. And so he drove mine. Yeah, don't ever let someone take your car and drive it. Ever. But for me, I was so freaking manipulated and I was really vulnerable and just taken advantage of. But like, I did let it happen.
You wouldn't now. But
absolutely not. But yeah, I'm like, it's hard when someone's telling you like all these sweet nothings,
yeah,
you
literally.
know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, I have one more.
Okay.
This kind of is going off on the other one, but do you remember that trend on TikTok? This was like 2020, like the pandemic, and it was like grab your husband or your boyfriend's phone, look at his Instagram
Oh
Explorer
no.
page, and see like what he's looking at, basically. And it was
Mhm.
like all these girls that are like, he only has cars on there, he only has yada yada. So I was like, hey, can I see your phone? Like, I want to check something on Instagram. He was like, yeah, sure, here. So he gives me his phone, and I go on his Explorer page, naked girls all over. That's all it was. And I was like, okay, so I literally threw his phone at him and ran downstairs crying. And
Aw.
I was like, what is this? Like, what is this? And he literally convinced me that he got hacked. I am not kidding. Like, we went so far into his settings for him to try to convince me that it wasn't him.
Did you end up dropping it, or like did you end up
I
just
ended
like
up dropping
believing
it because I
him?
was like, I want to see the best in you.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's just you want to see the best in
Yeah.
them.
Like, you trust them.
Mhm.
But yeah, can you freaking believe that?
You're like, this is not what my explore page looks
Yeah, I
like.
was like, mine is like dresses and clothes
Mhm.
and influencers I follow.
Ew.
Yeah.
That is gross.
Yeah.
Um, okay, I have one more too. Well, another side note about the car situation. The whole relationship, he was cheating on me. So, with the car of mine that he was driving and door dashing in and living his life in, oh, I've recently found a paper that had been shoved in my glove box from his friend. He had picked up his friend when his friend's car had to get towed, and they took it to the shop, and then so whatever. But
Oh my
so yeah, on
god.
top of that, he was also going on dates with other girls and picking up other girls so that he could sleep with them with my car. Um, but my last one, my true last one, is I sent off a Mormon missionary, and there's so much to
There's a
about
lot to
that.
unpack with that. Wow.
Yeah, but basically like he was on a church mission for the Mormon church, and we were still like dating. We were doing long distance. And he broke up with me, but in the letter, he broke up with me by letter because we couldn't talk on the
Mhm.
phone. So in the freaking letter, he said that he was breaking up with me, but he still wanted to marry me. And I was like, okay.
And please note that this man literally had an engagement ring before he left.
Oh, and please note, by the time he got back from his mission, I was in college. I was like in Idaho, and this man came over to hang out with my family. And I was like in a different relationship. I was actually in the long distance relationship with the guy who was on Hinge at that time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this man literally came over. He also proposed, he was gonna propose to his other girlfriend with the same ring.
There's a lot of layers
There
to
no,
this.
there's so
It's
many layers.
wow.
Yeah, it was weird. Mind you, like, I was fresh out of high school, so
Yeah, again, growing up Mormon.
growing up Mormon.
Did he so he recently got married though? Do you think that was the ring?
I don't know. I hope not for
'Cause I'm
her
like, that is
sake,
3 women
but I
that
don't
it
know.
has been cycled through.
When he was talking to me about it, it was like a family diamond or something.
So
So, yeah,
probably.
I'm like, you don't really just, like, get rid of that, I guess? Like, it's not like you can just sell it and get a different one. Like, it's a
Yeah.
family diamond.
How would you feel though if you were the one that he married and like you happen to find out like, "Oh yeah, there were 2 other girls I was going to give this to?"
I would feel so sad. Because, like, I don't know what this is like, but, like, I, like, see on shows and stuff, like, girls are like, "Oh, my ring, like, I love my ring," like, there's, like, a lot of sentimental tie to it.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I'm like, imagine, like, being obsessed with your ring and then literally finding out he was gonna use it on 2 other girls. fully 2 other girls. He was driving to like, or I don't know if he was driving. I don't know why I said that. I'm like, so I know exactly what he's doing. The other ex that he was gonna propose to with the same ring, I don't know how, but we were talking on Instagram.
I remember that. It was weird.
It was weird, but like she was super young and I was just like, girl, like she reached out to me and she was like, "Oh, I heard that you guys were also almost engaged and so like I just wanted to kind of see how you're doing cuz I'm really heartbroken right now." And I was like, "Girl, you don't deserve that," because she had told me that they had been talking about getting engaged and when you're Mormon, like the engagement, like you know when it's happening.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's all planned. And so she was like, it was the day of the engagement. He literally did not show up and then like he broke up with her. And I was like, girl,
my gosh.
no.
Oh my
I was like, that
gosh.
is not,
You're
don't
like,
deserve
move
that.
on. Like, he's not worth
I was like, he has male pattern baldness from his church mission because for some reason that's a big thing. Like, I don't know.
the Mormon missionary to male baldness pipeline.
Yeah, like I don't know what it is.
It's a phenomenon. Like, honestly.
It's probably because you're being worked like a dog.
Like,
and
literally free labor for 2 years.
You're being worked like a dog for 2 years. You can never be alone. You're paying for this experience.
To an organization that's corrupt.
Right.
FYI.
So, like, I kind of get it. But also, I'm just like, yikes. Like, these guys will go out at 18 or 19.
Full head of hair.
Full head of hair. They come back at 20, 21, 22.
20.
Like, just, it's bad.
It's, yeah. Oh.
What a shame. So many wasted hairlines because you served a church mission. But it's okay.
I can't. Sweet justice.
Yeah.
In this case.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, revel in our trauma with us. Again, we're healed girlies.
We're going to do a question box.
Oh my gosh. Please share your trauma at the hands of men who feed you bullshit excuses and gaslight you.
Yeah. And if you're listening to this and you're like, you're hearing these things and you're like, oh, that kind of sounds like what I'm in now. Or like, oh, I've experienced that too. First off, you're not alone. Second off, if you're relating to any of this and you're in a relationship right now, you need to get out of there.
Get out. Leave.
Because you deserve so much better. And like we both just said, like, I was young and I'm still very young, but like those were like my first relationship experiences. And looking back on that, I tolerated these things because I didn't know my worth.
Yeah.
Like
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, we all like want our first relationships to be forever.
Yeah.
But like, unfortunately, oftentimes they're not, but they teach you the lessons. Like things that I know now, like as much as I love my boyfriend and I'm like so happy with him, like there are things that are immediate no's for me that if they ever were to happen, I know that I would leave because I don't want to repeat that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sure you feel the same way.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, if I found an eyelash
oh my gosh.
in the bed,
fake lashes, like come on.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So well, I am gonna go on a walk.
Yep. We are ready to enter our It Girl summer and embrace the self-love.
Honestly, yes, that's like the whole theme of It Girl Summer, honestly. Like working on your self-love journey. So again, follow us on Instagram, connect with us on socials. All of the links to do that are in the show notes. And we'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
Bye.
Bye.
We're going to take a quick break to talk about our sponsor, BetterHelp.
It's 2023 and it's time to really prioritize our mental health this year. No matter where you are in life, everyone can benefit from therapy. Whether you need to work through trauma or just need a safe person to talk to, BetterHelp is here for you.
BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy service. Get matched with a professional licensed therapist in your state who you can trust.
BetterHelp has options to communicate with your therapist via chat, email, or video, and you can message them at any time to get help.
BetterHelp is giving our listeners 10% off if you sign up using the link in our show notes.
If you're struggling with depression, anxiety, relationships, trauma, grief, or just need someone to talk to, try BetterHelp today by clicking the link in our show notes or go to betterhelp.com/RTAFpod to get 10% off today.